This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des. 毎日アップするので、毎日見てください。Yesterday I brought you a stinking review of a horrible hybrid sneaker, but here we are today bringing you an absolute stonking review of an absolute classic hybrid sneaker that's dropping real soon. Today we're looking at two classic sneakers from 2018. The React outsole and midsole, the sole unit from last year was absolutely iconic for 2018. Very, very well received. And then the Presto uppers were really, well, the Presto sneaker itself, but that upper, you've taken that upper and the React sole unit and you've stuck them together, and that's the sneaker that we're reviewing today. As I said in the introduction, today is all about the Nike React Presto Collection, an interesting hybrid group of sneakers. There's 6 sneakers there, and there's a lot going on with them to do with design, but also to do with history, which is surprising because the React and the Prestos are kind of like very contemporary at the moment. So it's interesting to see that there's a bit of history in there as well. I'll get to that in a minute, but first, before we get into this sneaker, just a quick word about subscribers. Please do subscribe to the channel. Toroku zehi onegai shimasu. It really does help me out, and I just really like it when I see that subscriber count growing. I am trying to grow this channel ahead of the Olympics coming next year, so hitting that subscribe button will truly help me out. Toroku suru no wa sugoi tasukarimasu. 来年はオリンピックですよね。ご存知と思いますが、来年のオリンピックので、このチャンネルはそのオリンピックの前に大きくしたいので、登録お願いします. And I do sometimes slip into Japanese like that because I am here in Japan. But without further ado, let's actually have a look at this sneaker. It's the mixing the two together, the Reacts and the Prestos, which were really two of the biggest sort of sneakers from Nike last year, 2018. They really did have a lot of not just hype behind them, but well received as well. Because sometimes a sneaker will be very hyped, but it isn't well received. And alternatively, sometimes they're not hyped, but they are well received. But in the case of these two, the Reacts and the Prestos, both well hyped and well received, and putting them together does make sense. Yesterday I did that review of a sneaker that I don't want to name. It's almost like the Voldemort of sneakers, the unnamed sneaker. It's just a pig and horrible sneaker, and all I did for the thumbnail, I think, was just make it a black thumbnail because it was such an awful sneaker. Gosh, I'm even speechless thinking about it now, but it was a hybrid of two parts of a sneaker that had no business being together. But the case for these guys, this hybrid definitely being together is a winner. And what you've got is you've got 6 different colorways, and some of them are a throwback. Can we call it a throwback to colorways from the past? I think there's Brutal Honey and there's Rabid Panda. So I'll bring up the honey ones here, and the colorways themselves, the design of the sneakers really fine. That React midsole and that the Presto upper really looks good together, but when they've got these interesting names, it's not just the colorway that's interesting. What they've also got is on the inside, on the insole, they've got a little graphic there to represent, in the case of this, I think it's that Brutal Honey I said, but then there's also the Brutal Honey and the Rabid Panda are throwbacks to early 2000s, I think, when they had these colorways as well, and the Rabid Panda also on the insole, you can see the Rabid Panda effect icon in there, but there are 6 colorways, and not all of them are throwback colorways. Some of them are new. There's the cassette one as well, and of course being in line with the rest of the collection, the 6 different colorways on the insole and that as well. You've got that little icon of the cassette there, and also the lava lamps, another one which is a really cool colorway in general, but also on that insole there you can see that icon. So you've got these throwback colorways just like that Rabid Panda, but you've also got the new sort of ones like the lava lamp. Now these guys are scheduled to drop on May the 16th, which is a little way away. I'm a little bit in advance for this particular review. Of course, I do review upcoming sneakers, so I have to be in advance, but this one's a little bit in advance, but it just really caught my eye. The colors are really nice, especially that React's outsole on the midsole side, but also upside down when you look at the bottom of the sneaker too. They're just a really nice I don't know, it's a really nice place to put a colorway. The way they've set up the midsole and the outsole of the React with the little circles and things like that, you can really splash in color in a lot of different places, and I really appreciate that about the React technology and the React design. And then that Presto upper, of course, lends itself to lots of unique colorways as well. Really fine looking 6 sneakers. I can't really fault any of them. They all have their own sort of unique looks to them. There was a recent 6-pack that dropped, which was the On Air pack, and some of them I thought were really nice and some were a little bit weak. Whereas these 6 here, I think, are actually really cool, all of them. And I think they're all going to do pretty well. I think this hybrid could be one that sticks, unlike yesterday's hybrid, which could be one that sticks. So I'm glad that this guy will stick. Hopefully it will sell really well and be good for the Nike line. And that's enough. That's the end of my Sunday today, so that's the end of my week. I'm not sure how things have gone because I record this stuff a little bit in advance. So I'm not sure what happened with the Cactus Jacks, if that was put back like I said I thought it would be, or if it did drop on Friday. And then yesterday with the Bread 4s, you know, again, it's yesterday for you, but I'm shooting this in advance, so I don't know how that went as well. Hopefully I managed to get myself a pair. I am in a few raffles, and we'll see how that goes. Of course, I'll be checking out the sneakers app as well, but nobody ever gets sneakers on the sneakers app. So that's enough for me for this week. Thank you for checking in for another week of Talking About It 23 content. I do enjoy bringing you this content, and I do appreciate you checking in and subscribing to the channel. For now, I'm going to check off and say thanks again, and I will definitely see you tomorrow.